Hi friends, welcome back to High Tech Institution YouTube channel. I'm happy to see you with new video which is called Top 4 Real-Time Project Use Cases. Of course, yes, there are so many people are in confused mindset. Hey, I'm not working in a live project. Is there any opportunity for me to explore those things? Is there any opportunity for me to practice the real project use case? For them, the answer is yes. Of course, in this video, right, I'm going to talk about top 4 real-time project use cases, which are following. Use case number 1, I'm going to talk about how in real project IAM custom policy and permission boundary works. Use case number 2, in this, I'm going to talk about in real project how people are utilizing easy to service, instances, AMI, snapshot, backup strategy, all those things. Use case number 3, in this use case, right, I'm going to talk about how CloudTrail logs are being stored and what is the industry standard for CloudTrail. Okay. And last but not least, which is use case number 4, here I'm going to talk about how in real project the critical servers are being handled when there is outage or anything happen and how the notifications are being processed. These 4 use cases I'm going to talk predominantly, guys. And upcoming video, right, this is the live session which I have taken for my students who are part of AWS Mastery Mentorship. Okay, there is a dedicated program which is going on. There are few set of people enrolled for AWS Mastery Mentorship under me. So I have explained these are the scenarios to them, the task which I have assigned. Okay, so no need to confuse. Okay, so I have included the live session of their interaction, continuation of this video. Okay, so if I go there, I think task 1 you guys completed, right? I don't want to explain, is it?
Or yeah, I did parts 1.
You can brief out like what exactly.
Sorry, come again. Do you want me to explain task 1 again?
Just brief, like overview kind of thing.
No issues. Yeah. Here you can see in the internship task, right? We have given in such a way AWS Lambda and CloudWatch Alarm management. Okay. This is our exact requirement. I mean, in this task, you will be more focused on AWS Lambda and CloudWatch Alarm, which you will work dedicatedly on IAM service for these 2 services. Okay. In the overview, design and implement AWS solution that enable user to manage AWS Lambda function and CloudWatch Alarm. The bottom line of the task is you need to implement a AWS solution to the user to manage 2 services. One is Lambda, another one is CloudWatch. Okay, with the required some specific set of permissions. Okay, while ensuring the security of IAM role through user permission boundaries. Yeah, in while you are defining a permission to Lambda and CloudWatch Alarm, you also gonna consider permission boundary. Why? If you go in the real project without permission boundary, as of today, I'm telling, because permission boundaries, the concept has been recently, I mean, couple of years before introduced by AWS. In today's scenario, if you go any project, there is none of the project running out of this permission boundary. Every, even if you create a user or a group or a role, whatever it is, permission boundary is mandatory. That is what I have included here. The customer requirement. This is what you need to do exactly. Okay, IAM custom policy. Create a IAM custom policy that allow user to execute your Lambda function. You need to create a custom policy. The policy should contain to execute Lambda function. And also grant permission to list and delete CloudWatch Alarm. Basically, what you have on Lambda function guy in your AWS account, using this policy, you will be attaching to that role, Lambda role. This policy have to make sure to execute Lambda function, that permission we should have, and to list and delete the CloudWatch Alarm. The Lambda will take care of, there will be a script, it will take care of it. That's out of your scope. So your concern is all about, you need to create a IAM policy that should ensure Lambda function to execute and list and delete CloudWatch Alarm. Okay. And one more thing, permission boundary. Implement permission boundary to restrict user from creating or deleting existing IAM role. You need to make sure that Lambda role supposed to not, create new role or delete existing IAM role. Okay, or changing any permission in the existing IAM role or policy. That's what your task is. Okay. So you are clear in the task one?
Yeah, Hari, one doubt is like permission boundary, we can say like authentication, authorization, what access need to have for particular user or particular role. We can say like that.
Actually, when you are working in an organization, they'll be having organization standard. Okay, standard in the sense, example, I'll tell you. There is a person called Sai Krishna. He's working in the project. He's working as a L2 engineer or L3 engineer. Just imagine, okay. What he can access, right? He can access the part, whatever the permission he has. Maybe if you take an example of live project, Sai Krishna is supposed to not modify anything in the networking settings. Even though he's the L2 engineer, even though he's the L3 engineer, he is not supposed to touch or modify anything in the VPC networking. Also, he is not supposed to modify any existing permission and policy. Also, Sai Krishna is supposed to not, what to say? He is supposed to not delete any key pair. Sai Krishna not supposed to open any security group globally. These kind of some restriction and standards is there. Okay, kind
that
of.
That is what we call permission boundary.
That we will specify in the permission boundary. So whenever we will create any user or group or a role, we will attach this permission boundary to that user or role. So
okay, in that means what I'm trying to tell is like we need to we should not provide the administrator full access. That's what, only read access kind of thing, right?
Correct. Even though,
right?
Yeah, correct. Even though Sai Krishna assigned with administrator full access, if I restricted something in the permission boundary for certain activity, he can't perform.
Got it.
Even though you got full permission, these are the governance of your project. Some standard of your project, you will not be able to do this. Okay?
So we can call this compliance and governance concept.
Exactly. This comes under that compliance and governance, but the technical term in AWS is they are calling it as a permission boundary.
Right.
Okay. So here, right, secure and scalable web application hosting on AWS. Very simple, guys. It looks very complicated. Very simple task. It hardly take 10 minutes to complete. Okay. So customer requirement. What is our requirement? Our client is growing e-commerce company that looking to migrate its application, web application to cloud, improve the scalability, reliability, and security. Basically, right, why people are coming to cloud. Instantly, we can scale it. Will be always available for the service. So reliable, we can trust the cloud. Security also, they provide encryption and these kind of algorithms and security group, ACLs, network security, firewall. So due to that, my environment also secure. Mainly due to these three reasons only, and the performance. These 3-4 reasons only, people are coming to cloud. Similarly, the e-commerce customers also coming to the cloud. The client has a specific requirement, is of following AWS services. What service you're gonna use? Almost you're gonna use AWS EC2 only. Nothing. Deploy EC2 instance and host the web application. Configure instant handle varying different traffic by utilizing auto scaling group. So what you need to do, simply you need to create a auto scaling. So it will create a EC2 instance. Okay, in that you will be hosting your website. Just install, either if you are using Windows based EC2 instance, IaaS you need to prefer. If you use Linux based instance, you need to prefer Apache or Nginx, anything to host our web application. Just download from simple HTML file from internet source code, host that's fine. Okay, expose with one public IP. Now, second point, Amazon Machine Image, AMI. Create a custom AMI to capture the configured state of web application associated dependency. Implement a versioning of AMI facilitated to easy to roll back and update. So once your configuration is done, once you hosted your web application, take a AMI full backup of the instance, so that it will be available as a AMI in future.
That means snapshot, or backup,
not a
snapshot kind of.
Not snapshot. Snapshot means for the EBS volume, you can take a snapshot. Okay. I mean individual server hard disk. The disk you can take a snapshot. AMI means Amazon Machine Image. The complete EC2 instance, it will take as an image, which include your configuration.
That means if you want the same, if you want the same thing again, we need not do from start. We can use the AMI concept, AMI thing.
It's kind of a clone
template.
Yeah, from the
clone
you
template.
are taking image, right, it will become clone. So if you launch the new instance from this clone AMI image, same thing, whatever settings you have done, everything will be replicated.
Got it.
Okay. Simply, if you go to the AWS console, select the instance, go to action, create image. So it will take 10 to 15 minutes of time based on the size of your instance. AMI will be ready. That's what they are telling. And third one, Amazon EBS. Utilize EBS volume to persistent storage for the application data, implement data redundancy and backup strategy using AWS EBS snapshots. Here comes the EBS snapshot. For the additional security, we need to take a EBS volume where we have application data stored. We need to implement a backup strategy for EBS snapshot. In AWS console, if you go to EC2, there will be a snapshot lifecycle option. I don't know how many of you noticed, just to go ahead and have a look. So over there, we can configure the scheduled snapshot thing. Daily basis, one time it will take snapshot. Weekly ones like that. Automatically, once you scheduled it, it will take a regular basis. Getting my point? That's what they're asking you to do. Finally, they're asking you to encrypt your volume. That's using KMS. What are the three considerations you have? Ensure high availability of your web application. High availability, how we are providing? Using auto scaling, we are providing high availability. Adhere to best practice and security, compliance, and performance. Here, by encrypting, we are ensuring the security. Okay, by backing up, we'll be matching our compliance and other stuff and taking AMI. And the performance, since you can decide which instance type I need to use for the better performance. Document architecture, the configuration, future knowledge transfer. So you need to send this document to me once you complete the once you completed this task.
Yeah, like small doubt, like you can explain 3-4 points again, like persistent storage and what exactly like backup strategy. I understood like it's a snapshot, and you probably look at this snapshot life cycle, like encryption and persistent storage of application data.
Nothing. So whatever the web application you hosted, right? It will have the source code. It may have the logs, right? Those information have to be stored in the persistent storage of application data. I mean, the EBS volume, when you mapped to your EC2 instance, right? It will be a permanent storage for that server. So they're asking you to reroute all the application data into the EBS volume.
Okay, once it is created, EC2 instance, automatically EBS will be created, right? Volume.
Yeah, by default, operating system volume will be there. Data volume you need to attach, create and attach.
Okay. Mounting, we call that mounting, right?
We would say like that also. Yeah.
Yeah. And this encryption thing, like what we call exactly what we can say like encryption.
Nothing. In AWS, there is a service called KMS. You can take this. Okay. So when you create a volume, right, there will be a checkbox. Encrypt this. You can click the checkbox. So using that KMS, right, that volume will be encrypted. So any anonymous, anonymous request or any hacker trying to hack your instance or your volume, they can get that data, but they can't decrypt it. It will be encrypted. Whatever the data you are storing in instance, it will be completely encrypted. Only you can see from your account.
That means security.
Security purpose.
Security.
Yep. Yeah. That's what.
This complete thing, we can say like moving from physical server to cloud, or we can say like just migration kind of thing, only migrating.
Even you are migrating from your on-premises to cloud, you need to make sure these 4 points are, must be addressed. Or between the cloud, from Azure to AWS, you are coming also, these 4 points need to be addressed. Or you're a brand new person, first time you're starting a business, you are coming into cloud, make sure these 4 points are addressed. Okay, so in interview, if anybody asking you the best practices, how you will, managing your, applications in your environment, how are you, making sure your instance or performance security all addressed? These 4 is the answer. You need to explain them. Yeah, we have Azure instance. We are, configured our web application. Also, we enable auto scaling. And for the, best practice, we will enable, Amazon machine image. If there is an outage in future, I can reuse that image to reproduce my EC2 instance. So all my configuration and settings will come up. Again, for the best practices, my application data, everything is stored in the AWS EBS volume. I enabled snapshot lifecycle to take a regular backup. And so if anything data missed or corrupted, I can make use of snapshot to get my data backup. And for the highly security, we ensure all the volumes are encrypted using KMS key. That is the answer.
Thank you, Harish, for the explanation. Yeah.
Got it. Zala, you able to follow me?
Yeah, I'm following. Yeah.
Before going to use case 3, just we'll understand what is AWS Mastery Mentorship. Maybe it will be useful to you or may not, or in future, if this is useful, you can make use of this opportunity, right? That's why. Hi friends, yes, I'm starting. There is a new concept called AWS Mastery Mentorship. Yes, this is for evaluate your cloud career. There are so many people, right, from different sources. They are reaching me out for different help and purpose. Some of them will reach me for, Hari, I have a 10 plus years experience, 15 plus years experience. Will I be able to change my career to cloud? Is it possible? Because my previous experience was different. Some people, right, will ask me for, Hari, I have these much years of experience and package. I'm not able to clear the interview. Some people will reach me for, hey, Hari, how can I upgrade my resume and CV? I'm not getting any calls. Some people will tell, hey, Hari, I'm attending so many interviews, man, but I'm not able to clear the interview and I'm not able to understand their question and answer according to their expectation. So like so many people, right, has various expectations and they need a solution for that. Okay, so helping those people, right, I am planning to have one program called AWS Mastery Mentorship. This is right common for all the people who's you are from beginner or you are trying to change your career to cloud or you have a 10 years experience, 15 years experience, no matter at all. This is common for all the people, experienced or non-experienced. Here there are 6 items, right? I'm going to majorly focus for 1 year. I'll be there with you for 1 year. What are those? So real customer project scenario task, daily basis, right? I'll be assigning one task to you. Okay, there are 20 to 30 tasks on AWS and there are 20 to 15 tasks on DevOps as well, based upon your need. Okay, you will be work on the task. If you struck anywhere, I can jump in, I can help you on. Okay, and career guidance. If any people looking to change your career to AWS, last 5 years I was in that domain, last 10 years I was in that domain. Is it possible for me to change my career to cloud with AWS and DevOps? Can you help me for my career guidance? Of course, yes. Whatever the possible ways there, right? I'll connect with you one on one. I'll help you on to changing your career. Even you can connect with me through Zoom or over the phone, whatever mode, all the modes are possible. And mock interview. There are people are preparing for the interview. For them, I'm helping you in perspective of mock interview. Level 1, level 2, level 3, n number of level, right? Mock interview, I'll be supporting them. Even after you attend the interview, if you are not understood any questions, right, you can share with me. I'll be sharing you the answers. Okay, interview tips and tricks. So how can we face the interview? How to prepare for the resume? How we can update our LinkedIn and Naukri, Indeed profiles, and what are the key aspect to clear the interview. Okay, those things I will help you on. Job orientation, I mean job support orientation, like when you join in any company, you are not able to complete any task or when you are not able to understand the client requirement, those things, right, I'll be connecting with you, I'll be helping you on. And task reviews, whatever the task I given, whatever the task client has been given to you, those tasks, right, validation and reviewing those tasks will be helpful. So the people who are joining to this AWS Master Mentorship program, right, you will get my support for complete 1 year. There is no issue in that. Any kind of support you can get it from me. Any kind of help I'll be doing in all aspects. Okay, make use of this opportunity to change your career. Feel free to get all the task and the real project use case from me. Utilize me as much as you want. Okay, so many people are and I know seeking for these kind of support only. There are nobody is there to help for your career, right? So make use of the opportunity for the 1 year membership, right, for AWS Mastery Mentorship program. You just need to pay just 4,999 only. That is your 1 year payment. You don't need to pay any other additional amount throughout this year. You can make use of all these opportunities and everything from me. Okay, looking forward, if any people are really interested in being part of this course, right, simple, you just need to in the description also I have mentioned the number. Otherwise you can even WhatsApp me. Okay, what you need to answer, just WhatsApp me like AWS Master Mentorship. The number is all going to be 93604777164. Okay, that is the number. You need to WhatsApp me. That's my number again. So if you mention like AWS Mastery Mentorship, I'll be adding you into my program group. Okay, I'm looking forward to get your details. Okay. All right. Well, let me jump into task. 3. Okay. So
This thing I really like a lot of doubt because CloudTrail not used anywhere. We are not
okay,
sure about if
I'll
you
tell
can
you.
explain that.
Actually, it's very simple. I'll tell you. After my explanation, you feel like much more comfortable. Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
Okay.
So in the third task, what is the project requirement? So see, sorry, not a requirement, a project. Cloud trial configuration with S3 bucket. Basically, we have a service in AWS called Cloud Trial. So by default, right, whatever the activity you do in your AWS account, by default, logs will be get stored in the. By default, the logs will be get stored in the what do you call in the Cloud Trial. By default, 90 days of logs will be there, guys. For example, if Sai Krishna logged into the AWS console, he created an instance. Zala, logged into the AWS account. He created an ABS volume. He created an S3 bucket. He deleted something. Everything will be captured in the Cloud Trial. But in real project, when you go, they'll have some governance and standards. Okay, as per their compliance and their policy and standard, they need to maintain a log for 1 year. They need to maintain log for 6 months, something like that. There may be a scenario. On that case, what we will do after 90 days, logs are getting deleted, right? So we need to make sure we can create a Cloud Trial. We can point our log to S3 bucket. So logs will be there over there. So future anything required using, we can get the information from the bucket. That is what outline is. Here, my client requirement. Okay, company background. Financial institution wants to enhance its security and compliance measures by monitoring all API calls and AWS service activity within the infrastructure. Okay. So the financial company, they want to track for the security and compliance purpose, right? They need to monitor all the activity performing in the AWS account, all the API calls happening in the AWS. API calls means what? Someone created instance, someone deleted instance, someone through programmatically through CLI way they are trying to reach out to AWS account to create a key pair. Someone trying to through cloud formation they are creating this resource, that resource. All these things, right? As a compliance perspective, they will be monitoring. For that,
Boto
right?
3 as well, Hari.
Sorry.
Boto 3 also comes in.
Boto
Boto 3
3,
also
Boto
comes in.
3, Terraform, Cloud Formation, whatever way you are trying to interact with the AWS, right? That will be monitored, captured for the compliance standpoint. Okay, for doing that, okay, Cloud Trial configuration. So you need to go to Cloud Trial. You need to capture all the API even within this AWS account. So what you need to do, you need to click on create Cloud Trial. When you click on create Cloud Trial, it will ask for the Cloud Trial name. You need to provide any name. So maybe, compliance, monitoring, Cloud Trial, something like that. Then it'll ask for the S3 bucket. So it's recommended before creating a Cloud Trial, go to S3 bucket, create one bucket, a brand new bucket, dedicatedly for this Cloud Trial, logs and things. So create one bucket, come here, you can link that bucket. Log retention. Ensure the retention of the last 2 years of compliance purpose. So in the bucket side, you can enable it like after 2 years, all the data can be deleted, something like that. And also enable the server side encryption. How you enable the encryption for the bucket? When you create a bucket, there will be tick box available for encrypt volume. Similarly, when you create a bucket, there will be tick box available, encrypt bucket. You need to enable the tick box. So bucket also encrypted. If someone trying to access your bucket, if they get the data also, they can't read the data. It will be totally encrypted. Only the people in your account, whoever you permitted, only they can see the data in the bucket. So this way, the security team can monitor, or there are some third-party tools are there. Or if you made this setup right, you created a custom Cloud Trial and pointed to S3 bucket, you encrypted, you did everything. All that their logs are being storing in the bucket. You can stop in this place, or you can take it to next level. Like there are some third-party tools are there, something like Splunk, something like ELK Stack. So those tools, what it will do, it will connect it to the bucket. Okay, it will connect it to the bucket. So from there, it will capture the log. It will automatically, tell you, hey, there is a error occurred. There are someone trying to, multiple times they have logged in with wrong credential. There someone trying to, hit the account. So see, there is a danger IP trying to reach out to your AWS account. From this IP source, people are trying to reach out to our AWS. All those things we can see it in the dashboard if we integrate. Okay. Is it clear, Sai Krishna?
Yeah, I got it. That means like whenever like if there is any error occurs in future, if you want to revise, like recall where the error has occurred,
Yep.
something we can figure it out, right?
Yeah.
That's what
So
main
whatever
purpose.
activity happening through cloud trial, we are storing in S3 bucket. So we can, if you want, we can stop in that point itself, or you wanted to take it to next level means there are many paid tool and open source tools are there. Something like Splunk, something like ELK stack like that. We can integrate it from the bucket. It will take the log information. It will process. It will show you. Even in very next level, we can send an automated email. We can integrate to service now kind of ticketing tool. So whenever there is anonymous activity, the tool found, it will automatically create a ticket or it will send an email. It's for that security and compliance purpose, we'll be doing this task. Okay.
Yeah, by only CLI thing or in everything it gets recorded
Everything.
by default.
Everything it will be
UI also user
everything.
interface like.
Yeah. Everything. Even network standpoint, you logged in graphically in the browser, you did everything, or you logged in through CLI way, or you did it through any ways the authentication you did, everything will be captured.
But by default, it's only for 90 days, 3 months.
By default, it will be there for 90 days. This is they are required for 2 years, right? My customer required for 2 years. So that is why we are separately configuring a cloud trial pointing to a specific S3 bucket.
Okay, that means whenever he wants to go back and see, that's why we are making it.
Definitely, he can get the 2 years of log.
Okay.
This is the last task, Friday. CloudWatch dashboard alarm for EC2 web server instance. Right? So if you come there, so company background, e-commerce company that operate on the web server on AWS and need better visibility and proactive monitoring of its EC2 instances. Okay. So company client requirement, e-commerce company operates a web service on AWS and needs better visibility and proactive monitoring on EC2 instances. Basically, there is an e-commerce company, right? They are hosted their application. You remember in the EC2 task I gave, it's literally a continuation of the task only. Okay, that in the EC2 task I gave, right? Task 2. Task 2 is literally continuation. In that server, what we did, we created a server through auto scaling and we deployed our web application. Here, nothing. The requirement is CloudWatch dashboard we need to create. That is a critical server, right? Imagine Flipkart, Amazon, maybe I don't know which country you are in. In India point of view, there is a two e-commerce is the biggest one, like Flipkart and Amazon. Their entire business depends on. Yeah, exactly. So their entire businesses depend on their website. Whoever people are coming to their interface, they can order the product. If the site is down, right, think about their business. If even one day their site is down means it will be a huge loss for their business, right? There are millions of people are accessing per minute, it seems. So we need to create a CloudWatch dashboard. That dashboard always should display the relevant information. What is the current CPU utilization of the application server? What is the network traffic? What is the disk? All those information, it has to be always in the dashboard. If there is a spike, right? So what need to do? Metric alarm. Configure the metric alarm based on the specific threshold. If CPU utilization more than 70%, right? More than 5 minutes. So it need to send a notification alert to the team, the DevOps team. Hey, our critical server in the dashboard, we noticed it is reaching 70%. So we need to implement the action immediately. So like it will be notified to the DevOps team. They will go and look into it. Why there is a spike? What need to be do? They'll be troubleshooted before it goes down. Okay, that is what this task is about. End of day, if any interview people are asking you, hey, how will you ensure your application is highly available all the time? What are the precautions you will do? You can tell them we'll have a CloudWatch dashboard. Always our monitoring team will be monitoring the dashboard. Even next level, we have a CloudWatch alarm has been configured. So whenever there is a spike in the CPU level or utilization level, it will be sent automated email to my DevOps team. Based on the email also, we'll look into with high priority. So this way we'll identify is there any outage in our environment. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like after completion of this AWS task, you can give us the DevOps also so that we can practice more.
Yeah, I can give, no issues. No issues.
Thanks, sir.
So make use of today to complete all the tasks.
Sure.
So that hope you got clear and what the task is about.